This is the Golden Cowboy. It's been a long time since I've been able to bring you anything, but just in saying, here is the main situation. Election fraud, if it ever exists. Since everyone's talking about it and they won't shut up, that the election is still stolen in May, after April Fool's Day, I will bring some enlightenment to you. Take the hand that was dealt with you and do as much with it as humanly possible. After that, it doesn't matter. Deal with it. People have had things stolen from them, everything else all the time. George Washington, after he said he wouldn't run again, could not believe the outcome of the election and ran around trying to certify it. And did just that. Now, in saying this, this is the way the election fraud works. In all of the wonderful glory. And if I'm a little discombobulated here, I apologize. Supposedly there was a green chicken, and it got with some other little green chickens. Somehow or another, this all came up. I would love to say they were yellow-headed chickens, but I've been told that only the Martians did this. Or whoever it is that's supposedly with the future re-arise of whatever. In going through every single thing, right down to the individual nieces and nephews of like families that make the Bohemian Grove groups. I will say I have done whatever I needed to, and they can say I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. And those little Blue Brigade people with their small penises and small clitorises and no titties can go and stuff it. I'm not a fan of the Mussolini, and I don't really care where you all came from and how you crossbred to get your bad genitals from. Look at it as a curse of coming against the USA. Now, supposedly there was a little bitty Martian green chicken that came over and found a bunch of votes in places and screwed up everything and said that if you voted for yourself, it went to whatever the mayor was. Then the little green chicken said, from Mars, that it couldn't happen. He needed more help. So he got with a cruise ship vessel that was off the coast of Venezuela, which is why there was a cruise ship that had some fuck-up incidences happen with it on Venezuela. But they're like, you can't stop this ship. And somehow they beamed stuff into the election place headquarters from their navigational stuff and said Navy stuff can always just knock out anything so long as it's a massive vessel. Just got to hook into it. So these two Martian green chickens said that would be great. Then they came over here to Africa somehow to get all the money, finances, and everything else just outside of there and said, let's figure out a way how we can blame Wakanda or else the people that were helping us and get rid of our connections to the slave trade because we're not white or black and we're green chickens. Then these little green-headed Martian chickens all got together, got their buddies working for them, and said, you know, I heard that there was green people in Germany called gremlins. Fox News reported that they found a server that had all the information because when they beamed it in there, in order to not fry everything, they sent it up to a space satellite somewhere up above where all four were communicating. They had physical activity from the green space chicken in North America here. I apologize for the drawings. South America, they accessed the software unbeknownst to the host people with a navigational burst. In order for it to trickle out and not be found by anything else down there or any allies like Brazil or where we work with Colombia and any of the other stuff as it's spread out across the grid there, which is separated by the Panama Canal. So USA don't get shit. Now, this green chicken from Mars off the coast of South America said, holy shit, it went up there. Boss that's been paying everything, it's just another little hatch-out chick that thinks it's got most of its plumage in, said, oh my fuck, you mean I gave you this money? And you did this, you've been fucking my best hoes, and took all of my diamonds, my blood diamonds, got into work right in the system, sold gold, ivory, whatever it is, gorilla hand palms, everything else, and children fetuses for food to pay for all this. You guys are dead. Then they said, wait, we got our version of German hackers. Because they have accused the Golden Cowboy of using too many German hackers. So they came up here into their area and said, green chicken, whatever it is, play gremlin. It's stuck in the satellite. Get it to come down and everything else. Green chicken was like, so big chick knows what's happening? Yeah. He sucked on everything, put it into a server, hit the wrong building, and put it into the wrong one that he couldn't take out and just pour acid all over it. Like Homer Simpson with a can of Coca-Cola getting his kids to be sent back to Springfield from Knoxville. If you ever seen that episode. Then the green chick from Mars, still up here in Germany, as they were carrying it all away, special people were all like, we are going to be doing this, everything. We have the server. Said, please hold on to it closer. 2 special security guards were basically there with hands on it all the time. So it could not go anywhere. European green chicken that says, please call me a German. Zapped the thing with a special thing from outer space, from a satellite that they had people in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the USA in places, and even over here into Asia you can't see, where we were helping the Philippines with Abu Zayd and other stuff, all come out, and they had all knocked the satellites a little bit different, so they could all have extra talk time with the family. Because we're too hyped up on exoestrogen. Not trying to disrespect the girls. They're better on the natural stuff. Even the people that know it say the birth control is so poisoned. Now. And he zapped that thing when he saw that there was 2 with their hands on it and said, look at it like something out of biblical because you're Republicans that are fussing about it. Killed these 2 guards. They covered that up and everything. You're not getting the source. Shut up. And this green Mars chicken zapped it, came back and started living it up all along here and says, wow, there's borders people now for me to go and collect. It fried and wiped and made it look like it was a blank server because it used space situations, and gamma computers can't even unhack it and go through and pull off each bit of code for a year and a half that would take to gather the evidence on anything that went through a specialized magnetic door frame and fried the computer. I'm telling you the truth here as it is, if it could have happened. But as the Golden Cowboy says, life's not perfect. Work with Biden, deal with what you got, and then come back stronger than ever. You can say it was stolen every day, you'll lose worse. Now with this, all the little chickens went to each other places and said there was so much better and thank you for working with them. And Big Bully Green Chick, supposedly out here, getting ready to do whatever it is from its private banks throughout India and Southeast Asia that are not on record, aka Loan Shark Holdings, or else the Box Money Pit, and then turns around and blames black people and the Irish for putting their money not in a bank, or people that they've precededly for the last 40 to 70 years screwed over, stealing their stuff, laundering it into store-bought gold that they then smelted down. And they say, must be in a landfill and unretrievable. Or is that too much of a wise guy situation? But there's how you have the election fraud, if it ever did happen. It's the Golden Cowboy. I'm not here for any of this, really. I'm not for any of these situations, as it would be, trying to figure out how international things happen. I prefer to try to stay to something that's more up to knowledge, more of a pressing issue. But this is the only way it can happen with the players that have been mentioned in television and everything else, trying to try it in the public court system on liberal and conservative and YouTube independent that have since been nullified. If I am nullified because of this and talking about the Martian space chickens and their whole systematic routine and everything, this is really the only way election fraud could happen. There is no other way that it really could with what they are feeding us, other than saying we need media and we want the world to look at us and to bring forth the greatest political people back here, because whatever it is beforehand is too ran out, too run down, and is worthless. Completely, totally worthless. Every lineage of the Founding Fathers to FDR or whatever it is bupkis. And whatever came out of Kennedy or the others, they've assassinated, scared it off, or made it not have kids. Or else they somehow microwave implanted whatever it was. They go, this will be the best way to raise your kids. I eat food and you still pay me to be here as a war criminal. I guess the war criminal race is now called green, since our convicts are orange. Golden Cowboy out. Supposed to say like, subscribe, comment if you want, but I'm probably not going to like too much if there is a lot of commenting. But I will answer every one out there if you dare. YouTube algorithm, I'm sure you'll suppress this one.